You're listening to The Mentality Show, only on LA Talk Radio.
Welcome back, all you Mentalians, for our next episode of The Mentality Show. Welcome. Everybody's here.
Yes. Good to be back. Good to be back.
Got all our listeners out there listening. We have a very special show today, but let me introduce the crew. We got Sexy Texy here in the house.
Sexy.
Vato V, our
Our
fans' favorite right there. I'm your host, Delano. And then we got Paul Anthony here today. Paul Anthony.
I'm back.
How do you feel, buddy?
I'm back, baby.
You're back? He's back. He's back and ready to go. All right, so we got a very interesting show today. We're going to talk about a lot of things here. Our current event is, first of all, starting with a misunderstanding in Minneapolis that basically shook the world. It went viral. And we're going to talk about that and go into detail as far as that's concerned and communication, things like that. And then the meat and potatoes of our show is, why do grown-ass men have problems communicating, either with each other or especially their partners, their women? Why is that? We're going to get into that as well. So let me give you our number if you want to chime in, you want to talk about some things. Our number is 818-570-5085. That's 818-570-5085. Remember, this is the Mentality Show. We talk about everything on this show, okay? I mean, everything from California weed legalization to what Paulie does when he's caught in masturbation. We talk about that.
Excellent.
We cover all that.
That's communication.
I cover up very quickly. That's what I do.
We cover it. What else do we cover?
From
Paulie?
Rising prices at the pump to why the fuck did Vato V vote for Trump?
Oh, shit.
Fuck
Why
that
damn,
puto.
Vato V?
Fuck that puto.
Shit. From issues in our country and all that is prudent to why all the hot teachers are fucking their students.
That's what's up, man.
Hey, that was very nursery rhyming. I was a man from Nantucket.
That's a lot.
I like that.
And
What
the other
the
one
fuck
was
does prudent mean, though?
from how to please your woman between the sheets to why the fuck is our president fucking up his tweets?
This is like, welcome to our new Motherfucker Goose episode.
We got you
Boys and
covered.
girls.
I'm telling you, everything from the correct way to say vamonos to how Vato V's pants today are so tight, you can see his camel toes. We cover that shit.
I apologize.
You didn't see that coming, did you,
That's
Vato
enough.
V?
So V has a
All right.
vagina then, huh?
I can see it. I'm
I
sitting
was
right
gonna
next to the
if you
guy.
guys want some entertainment, Google, is it moose knuckle? You see all these Olympians, like bobsledders, like the rowing team, and it's all these fucking amazing Olympic athletes with like
Camel toes?
the straight up moose knuckles, camel toes, like funky bulges, man. One dude had a boner on the rowing team.
Man.
I was like, yes, you can hang his gold medal from that shit.
Of course you enjoyed that.
All right, we know what
Hey.
Paulie does on his free time.
Yeah.
I Google moose knuckles.
When he's sitting on a shitter, he's like,
That's why my wife
big
hates
balls
me taking
and tight shorts.
taking my phone to the crapper.
He's communicating.
That is disgusting, inappropriate. Okay, how do you spell it again? Moose? Knuckles?
K. There's a
Making
K
sure.
in knuckle.
I'll Google it right now.
All right. So let's get to our current event. So as I mentioned earlier today, there's a big thing going on in Minneapolis, Minnesota. All across the world, it's viral. Huge misunderstanding. And we're going to have Paulie basically explain this whole situation. What happened there, Paulie?
You know, man, I stumbled upon this. There's no way I could have Googled something like this and found it. I was looking through CNN, some other outlets, and there was a guy in Minneapolis, a piñata maker. That's his business. He makes piñatas, constructs them. You know, it's a very old tradition that dates back. Vato V will explain, but you know, this guy has a process. He was commissioned for a wedding, a multicultural wedding, and he had different every person, their likeness was going to be created. You know, so the African American, there were Caucasians. Everybody kind of looked like the piñata. So he was hanging them out to dry on his porch, and unfortunately, he hung the black characters out.
Damn.
And it looked fucked up, man. It looked terrible. Like I read the story, and then I saw the picture. I'm like, oh, dude, that looks terrible. And like, of course, the community responded and was like, what the fuck is this? Like, hell no. He, like, started, you know, calling the cops, like making a reasonable complain against this, and the man was like, "Oh my God, I'll take him down." He didn't think about it because he was just airing them out. That he had so many to deal with. So, my perspective on it was just, this is an interesting story because it kind of feeds into the concept of miscommunication of like, not everything you see is what it really is.
That's right.
But you have to also be careful with everything you do now, man. The state of our country is very fragile. A lot of people have been hurt historically, and it's like we're at this melting point where what you say, what you do, what you feel, you have to be on point with that stuff.
So let me get this straight. This Hispanic gentleman, right?
Yes.
Hispanic origin, had these things called pinatas? Pinatas. These are little dolls, basically.
Pinatas?
Not necessarily
dolls.
little. Some are big. They come in a variety of forms. They're used in celebrations.
Now,
You can explain.
right.
They look like voodoo dolls in the picture.
So the older
Look
way,
like
it depends on who's making them and what culture. I mean,
Right.
pinatas, usually it's for festivals. They're filled with candy or money or
Right.
other tokens.
And these are little niglet-looking dolls, little black
No, dude, they were
niglets.
just from far away. It looked raw. It looked the worst.
They look like they were hanging.
Literally.
These
Like
little,
bad.
they look like black dolls hanging from this person's porch.
Pretty much. It was a very disturbing far away. Like
Like double take.
Yeah.
And this dude's common sense didn't kick in and say, "This doesn't look right to me."
Yeah,
you
I
know,
don't
these-
know.
I don't know what accent would he use.
That's
about
your
to
best?
me?
America's very
Chingado la
sensitive
cagué,
nowadays.
I fucked it up, eh?
I
Whoa.
think that
America's sensitive today. Now, everything that goes on, everybody's
Sensitive.
butt hurt.
I think you.
Okay, if I saw that, I would need an explanation. I wouldn't look at it and go, maybe I'm being too sensitive right now. These little nigglets hanging from this man's porch. I would say to myself, I need an explanation.
Why
This
the
man
fuck?
needs to
Yeah,
explain
but-
this.
But
Yeah,
it
why the
wasn't.
fuck
It
are
wasn't
these
just black pinatas. There's little blondie girl. There's
Bro, they stood out like
Yeah.
sore thumb.
Those
It
were-
looked-
those were the
Well,
ones who-
maybe he put it out on a spot where like he wasn't thinking. I don't know. I'm not gonna defend that.
I mean, did he have a
Who gives
noose
shit?
around the neck? No,
No, but
I mean,
the way it looked. it's
Can I see
just-
that picture? Turn it around.
You should be able to print it out.
If you guys want to check it out,
No,
we'll
no,
post
no.
it up on our social media.
No,
so you guys
those
can
weren't the
check it
ones
out.
that were hanging. No.
Scroll down and look at the ones
Yeah.
how it actually looked
Yeah.
from the street, from the porch.
Yeah.
It looked really bad.
There
Now,
were
here-
only little black ones. The little blonde ones weren't hanging. So come on,
Wait,
at least
wha-
put one
okay.
blonde one there. So
Check it out. All right, you guys, we're gonna go ahead and post this on our social media, on our social media, so you guys can check it out, and you guys be the
Chime
judge
in.
of that and chime in if you guys want to check it out.
Let us know
We'll
how.
post it
What
up.
would you have thought? You know, if it was you passing
Racist or
by
what?
and you saw this little, this scene playing out on the porch.
Right.
What were your initial feelings? How would you feel, and then what would you do about it?
Right.
How would you communicate what you were feeling to this
Right.
person or to the greater community? There's a community uproar. People were really bothered by this.
Of course.
Understandably, man. It's like, and then he was like, "Oh my God!" I took him down immediately and
Oh,
I tried to
yeah. I see
explain.
the picture.
Okay, so here's the picture.
That is bad.
now,
Yeah, that is bad.
Okay.
Oh,
So
wow,
if-
okay.
For all of our
Okay,
listeners
that's
out
bad.
there,
It just-
erased. For all of our listeners out there, basically, this gentleman or this man, I don't even want to say gentleman. This
Looks bad.
This idiot. And this is how I feel. Okay.
See?
now,
just-
this is okay. He would have to explain this to me, but right now, if I saw this, I would say, okay, this idiot has these dolls, not one white doll, not one blonde doll,
they're all
but all black. Why did he put all the black dolls out there? Do black dolls take longer to dry or something?
Okay,
like
listen up.
I
To
mean-
to all the raza out there, I'm gonna be straight up with you. He fucked it up.
He fucked it
He
up.
fucked it
Now,
up. That
now
looks bad.
explain this.
That looks bad.
You were going to
Oh
explain
yeah,
the
so
history?
okay, so check it out. This, I was reading about this, and it was interesting to me as well because piñatas is an origin from Spain. The missionaries came over. They brought the piñatas over as a gift to the gods, the Aztec gods. They will break the piñatas in front of the feet of the gods. It was like an offering to them. But what it represented, I don't know if you guys seen the piñatas. The piñatas are made of the original piñatas. They're made from clay, so they're pretty heavy, and they're stuffed with different. You could say like treats, It's like treats, not necessarily candy. Well, nowadays it's candy and stuff like that. But before they used to make them with
and
like
drugs.
Yeah, there you go. Before they used to make them with like seven cone kind of things. I don't know if you guys seen. I'm sure you guys seen them on on the Mexican markets and stuff like that. But each of those, and this is interesting because each of those represents the 7 deadly sins. Which is interesting.
Pornography.
Pornography. There you go.
YouTube at 2 in the
Masturbation.
morning. Masturbation.
And it's crazy because number 1 you got greed, gluttony. Am I saying it right? Sloth, pride, wrath, envy, and lust.
Those are all the
Interesting.
best.
Those are the best, and that's crazy, right? Those are all the best ones. But the thing is this: that what that represented was bad, obviously, and the person holding the stick sounds wrong, huh? The person holding the stick, and you break the piñata. That was a person that was kind of rewarding everybody else when they broke the piñata, and they broke it into 1 million pieces, and then they were rewarded with whatever treat was inside the piñata. And that's the way that it expressed.
That's the history.
Yeah, that's the history.
Let me ask you one question.
Crazy.
Will this be in our final exam, Professor?
Oh, yes.
That's a lot of stuff he's covered.
You know, man.
I had a Slimer Pinata for my son's party.
And when you say sloth,
Slimer.
we start talking about sloth from the Goonies, like, hey, you guys, like that fucking with the eye all fucked up.
That was
No,
Ghostbusters Slimer.
Yeah, Slimer.
Oh, okay. I didn't follow.
So there's a
You okay?
history of so like what
I
this
didn't
guy
have TV growing up.
the history of this whole piñata deal was this dude. In my opinion, I don't know his beliefs, but I highly doubt that that's why he put them up there was to offend anybody. I think it was a gross misinterpretation, but also miscommunication. I think that the feelings are there.
You know what?
It's like the feelings are real. The feelings are there. This shit was up there, and it was like, well, hold on a second. What is that? So I think that we need to be careful what we do, man.
You know what?
Say,
Look, I'm gonna be, and I know I know I have a feeling what you're gonna say, man. But he messed up, man.
Oh, yeah.
That looks really bad.
That's
That
zero
looks
common
horrible.
sense.
So how
horrible.
do you raise? Now it's a good question. So how do you raise your level of common
horrible.
sense to not do shit like that?
That's not either that he.
and not just in this
I don't think that
situation.
I don't even think you need. Okay, well, regarding this situation, I don't even think you need to raise your common sense. I think if even someone with the lowest form of common sense would know, I shouldn't put nooses around little black images' necks and hang them from my porch. I might as well put a burning cross in front of my yard with these images.
And what would your explanation?
Oh, sorry, no misunderstanding. Sorry, no. Okay, I think the guy, he's trying to back out of his what he did.
He probably had a thought in his mind like,
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Let me hang him up, and then, oh, I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
didn't mean it.
Yeah.
I
Oh, I didn't know it was
guys."
going to be this bad. Oh, I didn't know you guys. I was going to have this many
he
people
probably
hate me.
chuckled at it when he did it.
And obviously,
I agree.
Obviously, it was like a black community. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So that's. Well,
Well,
there you go.
there's only one black person in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So if you piss that one guy off, then you're all of a sudden you're racist. But no, I mean, come on. If you look at the images, and like I said, we're going to put these images on our website, and you can view them for yourself. But there's several, I believe 7 or 8 little niglet characters, and I can say that. Nobody else at this table can say that. Okay, characters hanging from a porch with little nooses around their necks. I mean, how does that not symbolize that black people hanging from a tree or hanging from some type
and
of
I can say
object?
this. You know what, compa? You la cagaste, güey. You fucked it up.
The equivalent would be like making wind chimes that when they blew a certain way, they made a swastika or something. Oh, I didn't know. It's like, dude,
not-
take
yeah.
that shit down. So we
Right.
have to be, I think, as
Right.
the whole point of this, it's ludicrous. It's not funny because it's funny. It's funny
Yeah.
because it's the pain that has been going on in our country, man,
Right.
around the world. Is like, it's so real that like, it doesn't take much to hurt.
Absolutely.
To continue that pain. So now, as grown as
Absolutely.
men, how do we raise our awareness level and make sure that we're communicating effectively, that
Yeah.
we're not triggering people when we can help? Tech C brought up something. He said everybody's kind of sensitive now. It's like, we are, bro, because people have been hurt for generations upon generations, and that hurt it goes into other generations. So like, we're taking with us the history of all of our ancestors, man. So
And
I
the crazy thing is nowadays, it calmed down a little bit. I don't know if it did or not. It's just my perspective. But I guess now with this, I don't want to see new president, but I'll see new president. It started rising up again, and a lot of people are out there. It's like, God damn, like really, like you go out there and you're afraid to walk in somewhere or go into an elevator or go to the bathroom or walk at night because you're afraid that, hey, you're gonna be called some kind of racist word or racist.
Well, let me ask you this: do you think all of these feelings and this racism was hidden in certain people for years and years and years, and this new president? Basically, I don't think that President Trump came along and said, "Okay, everybody be racist." This was already inside of these people. He came along and he basically said, "It's okay. It's okay to be you and feel the way that you feel and hate Mexicans and this and this and that towards blacks and hang little nigglets from your porch and all this type of stuff." And people are doing it. Basically, it's like what you call liquor courage, When you drink alcohol, it brings out the true feelings. This
right.
president basically is like the vodka, and people are swallowing it, and now it's that courage, that Trump courage is coming out.
People are swallowing the president's liquids.
Yeah, hey, President Trump, I wouldn't put it past him. So, yeah, that's what's going on.
But you know what though? I'm not, look, in all fairness, okay, I'll be biased. I'm not gonna. We're not gonna just blame him for what's going on in the world. You know
Why not?
what? Hold on though. Hold on. But we gotta blame somebody. So.
Sorry, sir. You're the new fucking scapegoat.
Yeah, the
for
new
America.
scapegoat. You fucked it up.
You may be racist, but with his help, you could be the best. If you want to chime in on this, our number is 818-570-5085. That's 818-570-5085. We'll have our producer put that number across the screen as well. This is the Mentality Show,
right,
where we cover everything. Okay, so
including pinatas. That wasn't the official topic, but fuck it, it was working.
It was funny.
Glad you guys joined in on that.
Good job, Paulie. Does anyone else have anything to say about this particular current event and how it chimes into what we're about to talk about, our meat and potatoes, basically? Anything else?
We'll post it up later, and then I will have our fans, say whatever they got to say and stuff, because it's pretty bad. So.
Yeah, we have a pretty diverse table here. In case you can't see us, everyone here at the table is half white, half Mexican, and Puerto Rican. So no, I'm black. I'm a black man, and that's all I'm going to say about that. I want to say other things, but we promised I wouldn't bring those things up. They're controlling me here, so I want to say it so bad. Okay, but I'm not going to say it. I have a big penis.
There it is.
Little puppet.
It is simply huge.
You guys owe me 10 each.
That's right. I got you. I'm just
it is simply huge. Okay. All right. So this is going to bring us into our next topic here, communication, miscommunication. And as I mentioned earlier, the meat and potatoes here. Why do grown-ass men, why do we, as grown-ass men, okay, have a problem communicating with each other and especially our women?
Fucking ego,
what
bro.
is the situation with that? Okay,
I think it's ego, man. It has to be our ego, dude.
Why? Why? What influences a 40-year-old man's ego?
Because look, at this point of this is my perspective of life. At this point, we think we are established. We should be established. We should have we should know where the hell we're supposed to be in life. I don't know where the hell I am in life, but we're supposed to know, and we think we know it all, that's the way it is. Your ego starts kicking in, and fuck everybody. I'm not gonna say this to this, or I think I know where I'm going, and we're afraid to ask for directions, and even though we are lost.
Yeah, some men have that machismo attitude where they don't need any help from anybody. I'm in charge. I know what I'm talking about. I'm the boss. Don't treat me like a baby.
Stay tuned for that. That's a great tease.
God, there you go. That's a good tease right there.
Yeah.
We filmed something, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God, you
guys
guys
are
are
very hard to explain, but it's worth it.
Just please forgive me for that skit that's coming up.
For I have sinned.
It's one of our deadly sins.
Yes.
I know, bro. What deadly sin would that be?
Fuck, all of them.
Not
envy.
Delano in his underwear.
If you ever wondered what his legs look like, tune in next week.
And his ass.
Possibly his ass.
All I want to say about that is the diaper was covering up the muscles in the ass. So you didn't see the muscles. You didn't see the gluteus.
The diaper was covering up that skinny ass.
Yes.
This guy, he skipped leg day for 12
Compared
years.
to your ass, I'm a skinny ass, but I'm not skinny, damn it. So,
hey, tell him how you...
My ass is round.
Why do you guys know this? Too many camping trips, bro.
I know, right? All right, back to the show. Back to the show. Almost lost focus there. So, yeah, ego. Ego is one of the reasons. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Batovi. And
wait, but is it always the guy that's miscommunicating? Because I'm married, and sometimes
we're talking about us, dude.
I think
we're talking about us.
Yeah,
that's a whole other show, dude.
That's a whole other show we can go on. But they do expect us to read their minds all the time. Men are from Venus. Men are from Mars, and women are from Venus, right? And I mentioned that earlier on the show. That is so true. Sometimes you could be talking to a female, your wife, your partner, about something. You think everything. You're basically giving all the points. You basically explain everything to a T, and they don't get it. They don't understand it. They
just think they're gonna Jedi mind trick your ass and tell you to do something and be like, I told you, but I know you didn't.
Yeah.
My favorite thing, man, is when they ask you the same question in different ways 4 different times.
Oh, man.
Where I feel like I'm
Interrogated.
under an interrogation, like they're about to give me the shot, the truth serum.
Yes.
Fuck. That Budweiser out of my.
That's why you
arm,
got
bro.
like those little holes in your neck. Huh?
I know,
See,
dude.
I see a little.
But okay, so you said that you explain in a situation like that. You're explaining yourself multiple ways. You're getting all your points across, but they still don't understand. Maybe the way that you're explaining isn't effectively communicating your thought. Maybe you're, without realizing it, you're going around about it. Like, we don't listen to ourselves talk, man. Like we say what we say,
Yeah.
but we don't necessarily hear what we say. And I think that's.
I mean,
It could be like that.
women, when I'm talking to you, do you hear? I mean, is that what you hear? Because
Yes,
back in the days, when I would talk to someone, when I would talk to my boys, or when I would talk to you guys, you get it. You know what I mean? Paulie, when I talk to you, when I'm explaining something to you, it seems like you get it. I don't have to repeat
'Cause we
myself over
both-
and over again.
We're both men. But here's one but. Culture, family of origin, socioeconomic status, where you came from
Right.
influences your level
true.
of understanding. Like me and Vato we grew up on different sides of the freeways, man. Like you grew up on the LA side, I grew up on the Valley side. So
Right.
like different culture in
Yeah.
in those different cities, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we still have things that we know, they're relatable.
Right.
But different
Yeah.
experiences. We're driving through the other day, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, I've never been here, but that's familiar to him. So like,
Right.
our way of communicating will be different than talking to.
But
some
I still
chicks.
get it. I still get it. I
Exactly.
still understand what he's saying. Vato V sometimes speaks that Spanglish talk, but I still get it. I understand Spanglish more than a woman understands my full, clear English.
Right.
And it's
Okay, so why is that? Why do you think that happens?
I don't know if it's estrogen. I don't know if it's testosterone and estrogen mix. It just fucks things up.
What about the hunt?
Sometimes when I'm upset, what I do, I try to speak clearly and concise. But when I'm upset, sometimes my emotions, because men, we have emotions too, can cloud my words, and my words come out a little jumbled, I feel. Women, they can very much express themselves pretty well with their emotions up and down. I get what they're saying. I understand what they're saying. How come they don't understand what the fuck I'm saying? Women. I say it every show. You're a paradox wrapped in its own enigma, basically.
But
So-
see, we're not here to understand a woman. We're here to love a woman, pretty much. So
Hey, and isn't
Hey,
that,
But you're trying to get laid, aren't you?
I am.
and that's another thing, man. You know,
Right.
Communication.
You
Communication establishes love, trust. Ass, all that stuff. You know what I mean? So you have to be able to talk to a woman. You have to be able to communicate. You don't just go up to a woman like, and you just start fucking. You have to be able to be smooth. Excuse me. When I saw you here, you were absolutely gorgeous. I could not leave this room without approaching you and letting you know that.
thought
Next thing you know,
Plenty of Fish was like that.
I'm in that
Hey,
ass.
and then he's like,
I thought Plenty of Fish was like you meet up and
boom.
Hey,
But you
you
still
guys-
have to communicate through. You have to type. You have to type.
do you think there was ever real, like in the cartoons, you see the caveman with the club, where you, like you start, imagine do a skit like this. You're talking to a girl in a bar, like do that same thing. Like,
Excuse me, when I first saw you, I just found you so absolutely gorgeous. And I couldn't leave this room without letting you know how fine I think you are.
And then all of a sudden he's just like this, boom, drag her out by the hair in the club. Like that's
Like, bitch, you coming with me. That's enough said. Enough said.
Hey, I'm gonna be like, what are you doing later on?
that's like Cosby 2.0, bro. Like,
Sometimes
motherfucker.
I think back to the caveman days.
That's the prequel of Cosby.
I think back to caveman days.
Cosby
and
style.
and
Oh, man.
if you see a woman you like, you just go club her upside the head and take her home with you. But think about this, if we were back in the caveman days and some guy was bigger than you, he could whoop your ass. He just come beat your woman upside the head. There's nothing you can do. And take her home with you.
man.
There's nothing you can. He'll hit you upside the head. Like what the fuck? There's nothing you can do. Thank goodness for laws and policing and guns. No, no, just playing. It is what it is. It is what it is. So communication. Now, I decided to take the relationships section of this, and I kind of hit on it just a little bit. But I think regarding relationships, like I said, in order to establish a relationship has to have trust. Okay, you have to have love. You have to have respect. You have to have loyalty. You have to have communication. None of that stuff would exist without communication. If you're
Most
not able to communicate to your woman, and I don't just mean verbally. You can communicate in so many ways. There's verbal. There's tones. There's your
Body language?
your body language and things like that when you're communicating with someone.
Gestures, all that
Sometimes you and your woman can go on a 2-hour trip without saying a word to one another, and you still feel that love and that respect and that commitment because of the fact that you establish all that communication. Right. There's just so many forms of communication, and if somehow those things are twisted and there's some type of gap in your communication channel,
Right.
now you have an issue.
Yeah.
And what do you do?
Well, you also said about when you're going somewhere for 2 hours and you feel the love, you can also feel tension. Like you can feel that. You can feel like, oh man, she's eating me up.
Silent treatment bullshit.
That's like, I hate it, man. I hate that. Dude.
I dated somebody that gave me the silent treatment, and I can't be in a relationship with someone unless we're talking back and forth. I'm a talker, okay, and I have to have that from my partner. And if you're upset, and women do this all the time. I don't know too many men who do the silent treatment. Have you gentlemen ever done silent treatment with your women?
It's one of the 4 horsemen of the divorce apocalypse. If you are in that, I forget, it's the stalwarting or something, but the silent treatment is one of the 4 key.
Interesting.
It leads to divorce, man. Because if you're not expressing yourself, you're not. It raises tension levels. It's really bad, dude.
Wow.
Blaming is another one, but you bring up a good point with that, both of you guys.
Yeah. See, so basically, if you're someone who does that, if you're in a relationship and you feel that you give your man silent treatment, call us here at 818-570-5085, and then just shut the fuck up. There's going to be silence, and we're going to wonder what the hell. Right.
Something you guys was a good point that one of you guys touched upon with regards to like nonverbal. When it's kind of funny. I don't know if people go overboard on it sometimes, but when you're communicating face to face and talking with somebody, there's this thing where you mirror them. Like if they smile, you smile. And this is actually one of the tricks to I don't want to say it's a trick to get somebody to like you, but I was looking through like how to be more popular, like at work, like kind of stuff like that.
Smile.
When you smile and you look approachable, people smile back. When you frown, people tend to frown back at you because inherently they see your frown and they're like, oh, he's not good, he's mean,
this guy.
But he's friendly, he smiles. So it's like you get what you give, man. So that's part of communication.
Or if they smirk it,
then you might mirror him back. But actually, if you want to fuck with somebody, man,
keep my time in the parking
make
lot.
Funny faces while you're talking to them and see if they do it back. It's kind of funny. So be like,
it's weird.
Make funny faces. And people will do that shit back, bro. It's kind of funny. But,
you know what's interesting? I dated a female that had what they call resting bitch face. And I, upon first meeting someone, usually they give you their representative. They don't give you who they truly are. And in the beginning of the relationship, I figure, oh wow, this woman's so nice and so sweet. I don't see like her attitude doesn't match her face. Then later on in the relationship, I saw and I understood why this particular person's face looked like that. I mean, usually if somebody has a bitchy face all the time, and I'm not going to say all resting bitchy face people are like this. They, of course you guys know what I'm talking about. Of course. And I made it obvious who I'm talking about.
Sorry, guys, inside up.
If your face has certain lines or certain...
Most guys say that's a bitch face.
Yeah, bitch face. Maybe it's because you're such a bitch that your face represents that. Yeah, it frowns and represents that. You know, and this was true in that
Fucci
case.
face.
In the medieval like British literature, it's called your countenance. It's like that.
Politically.
It's like what the fuck.
So why does Vato V have dick sucking lips? Is that can you explain? Is that can you explain that?
No.
So yeah, man.
Yeah. So basically, So that what is our next thing going to?
Yeah, exactly.
They just play some Chris Rock, slap with the dick, slap with the dick.
And then you dance with it.
So parenting, who's going to talk on that as far as communication? Who's going to hit on that?
I'll take it.
There you go.
I think you have to, man. If you're co-parenting, if you have your partner in the house with you, you have to follow through. The parenting is probably one of the toughest assignments I think.
Oh yeah.
You can have. There's so much that happens in such a short amount of time with kids. So follow up, follow through, being able to manage little mini crises when the kids throw berrinches, they have little tantrums.
Right.
You want to be consistent.
Of course.
The kids need their mom, they need their dad, and then they need both of you.
Right.
So being able to talk and express needs and changes in the kids is very important, and but also being able to talk to your kids, man. Being able to express what you need while they express what they need. That's a big challenge, man, because can't express themselves the way that we do. You know?
Yeah.
And then they want to look at you, and it's like, okay, well, my daddy's doing it, then I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
it's like, oh damn.
And they say, they speak off their mind. They speak exactly what's on their mind.
Daddy,
That's
you're
what-
fat. Like, oh,
Exactly.
Yeah,
They
you know,
don't-
so.
why do you look like you're pregnant?
Oh damn, that's all bad.
Usually kids tell the truth.
Right.
And okay, so what about career advancement? Anybody want to take that? Yeah.
Career advancement. You wanna take that?
Take C. You've been quiet here today.
I think the same guys, like being likable, being approachable, being, if you want to mingle with the higher ups,
Like being in the cool crowd, right? You know?
you know,
So
unfortunately,
it's
you
like
kinda,
peer pressure. Yeah, not peer pressure, but
Oh, like
just wanting to
Being-
be
being the-
one
being
like
the
the
cool-
Joneses.
being in the cool crowd, man. You make yourself, like you said, approachable and have people like you. And then if you can rub, you know what? If you can go out, in my experience, if you can go hang out with your boss and drink some beers, man, promotions are in the future.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you can hang out with them, have a good time.
What if he doesn't drink?
Yeah, well, find something that he likes.
go to the
Go
massage parlors.
Go
or something.
golfing.
Yeah,
But you're right. It's, you know, being approachable, making a connection, whatever that way is. If they're busy and they don't want to hang out, like some people don't like to bring, they like to keep work at work. You know what I'm saying? They may not want to
Yeah.
hang out, but
Yeah.
make those connections when you can.
Yeah.
It's being sociable. If you can't be sociable with the people you work with, then
Absolutely.
I think you're not looking at a way up. You know.
What was it you said to me last week? Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah.
You know, you have to be able to work with people, and all that stuff. You can't work with people. You can't have a good team if you aren't able to communicate. You aren't able to talk with them.
I had my past, and I guess a couple career choices that I made. When I was working with somebody, we both started off in the same position and working in where we were at, and then this person got a promotion, and they thought they thought they were badass. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And then they look at you like, oh,
Mhm.
you're a scrub now. Like I can't talk to you. I can't mingle with you anymore. I'm
Right.
like, dude, you used to study together. Like,
Right.
we
Or I
used to-
trained your
Exactly,
ass.
I trained your ass. Now you
Right.
think you're badass, dude.
Right.
So it's like, and then I want to make things better. Like, dude, like we used to do the same thing. So why are you trying to change things that are, you know what I mean? That were
Right.
cool, and now you think you're badass because you're a boss now.
But maybe there's a lapse in communication right there where they feel that you are judging them, so they're on the defensive. They're feeling like when you're thrust into a position of power, where now you have to give direction and like, who likes somebody that's in power now? But
Of course.
that was once among them. Usually that's like, I don't know too much, man, but they should transfer you to another location to
Yeah.
let you start fresh than to have to lead your friends.
Exactly.
'Cause
Yeah,
I
but
wouldn't
at-
take
at-
any of you seriously if you were my boss. I'd
At
be
the
like,
same
"Fuck
time,
you."
when someone gets promoted and they're a little bit higher, like there's more responsibilities and there's always, you know, they say shit rolls downhill. So
Yeah.
there's always another person you got to answer to. So
Yeah.
sometimes most people don't understand is that, oh, he got promoted, now he's different.
Right.
You know,
Right.
like, well, he's got more responsibilities now.
Yeah.
He's got more on his shoulders. Yeah, you know, he's answering to somebody else now, and so you got to understand that part of it. And the people that don't understand it are probably the people that will never be
Promoted.
promoted because
Yeah.
they just don't get it.
Right.
They're just
Yeah.
workers, and they're always going to be the
The workers.
workers at the
Right.
Working
bottom.
ants.
Followers.
Yeah.
Ants.
Yeah, and they say, you know, that whole phrase is it's people change when you get a certain status or certain amount of money. Maybe it's not the people who change, but it's the people who, you know, who looked up to them or
Right.
who were there the boss of that have changed. And sometimes when a person gets promoted, not we, but certain people tend to look at him like, oh, he thinks he's the shit now.
Yeah.
Or he thinks he's this and this and that
Yeah.
because he has this position. But really, he's the same person, you know?
Right.
Or maybe because they have power over you, maybe you start kissing their ass a little bit more,
Right.
or you just have an inside hatred towards them because they ended up, promoting faster than you and that type of thing.
And then whose fault is that? That's where ego comes in.
Ego.
It's like, wouldn't that make sense that you had a history with them that you would want to actually stay cool with them because now they're in a position where they may be able to help you out.
Right.
So
So I'm
it's
bringing
like-
you up, bring you
Right.
along as well.
It's
as well,
like,
right?
hey,
That's the hater status, man.
Yeah.
People are fucking haters, and they don't want to,
So-
congratulate you. They want to be.
Just because the person's on the other side of the table doesn't mean they're smarter than you.
Hey,
Right.
I got
That's
one
the
for you
way I got
guys,
it.
man. Being single at 40, how to get what you're really looking for.
Well, you already,
Okay.
How to use communication at that point. If you're on the market, if you're still actively dating, how to get what you're really looking for at 40.
Buy condoms and use them. That's it. No, I'm not married. Okay, I'm not married or anything like that. I in relationships and things like that, and in relationship, are you talking about just single, no girlfriend, or not married, or what type of single are we talking about here?
Not running a family in the same house, not co-parenting at that point. Like,
oh, okay, so in a
single,
relationship,
not married. Yeah, it depends. Not married, not in a committed long-term relationship that will most likely lead to another marriage. Or
well, you just brought a good point there. If you're single in your 40s, you should be, as a man, you should be actively, unless you were married before and you just had bad experiences and you have the attitude like, okay, I'm not getting married again, I'm done with it, I can't do it anymore. But if you've never been married before, like me, I've never been married before. So my goal right now is to find whoever my partner is going to be.
Right.
So everyone that I date, everyone that I have interaction with, partner, females, I look at them like, okay, is this someone who's going to, that I can see myself with for the rest of my life? Is this someone, do they have the qualities, do they have the communication skills that I'm looking for from a partner? How loyal are they going to be? Can I trust them?
Right.
Is this person going to satisfy me in other ways? Not just sexually. It's not just about this. Especially when you hit your 40s. When you were younger, you're like, oh, okay, I just want to hit and smash, and that's all. She got a fat ass. That's all I care about. Right. But as you get older, you start looking at these other qualities. You should. Yeah. If you're a grown man in your 40s and you're just looking at a woman sexually, or sexualizing a woman, then that's,
you haven't matured, man. That's
you
not
haven't
maturity.
matured. Absolutely. So to answer your question, in my 40s, I'm looking for that person that I can see myself with for the rest of my life. Especially, you see all your friends who are married, and they've moved on there with their families and doing well and all this, and you're still,
still there looking.
You're still that guy
who
before
that dual income.
Dual income, because statistically, when you're married and you have a successful marriage, you thrive as a couple, and you end up, having more money and more success than your single counterparts.
Right.
Right now, I'm that single counterpart. You guys are doing well with your wives. Bato B, you're not married yet, so you're kind of like me, Well,
I was, and back to what you're saying. I mean, I was married, so I understand.
Right, you were married.
I understand, so I kind of know what I'm looking for.
By the way, I am doing well. I'm just not as well as these guys. So just go ahead, Bato B. I'm sorry.
No, but it's true what you're saying, man. Like, I know what I'm looking for. I know what I'm gonna filter out. When you get to this age, you should know what you want in life. Mm-hmm. It's not about let me see what's out there. No, you should know what it is. You've been there before. We already know what to filter out. What do they want? What is what the hell are they gonna bring?
You've been married before. Mm-hmm. You're that gentleman I mentioned. Someone who's been married before, maybe didn't have a good experience, and they may have that attitude like, I don't want to get married again.
Right.
What about you?
You know what? I cannot say I don't want to get married again. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna take that off the table, because then I'll be lying to myself. I definitely want to find somebody that's gonna be we're gonna be cool with each other. Right. That we're gonna respect each other. If that person was ever married as well, we have something in common, because she knows what she wants and I know what I want. And if we're there and we hit it off, why not? You know what I mean?
Why pass up a blessing if it's there?
I hope so. Thank you.
And you don't want to. My thing is, I'm getting older now, and I'm realizing it.
Yes, you are.
Yes, physically and even mentally sometimes. I'm like, damn, did I leave my watch in the other room?
It's on me.
Yeah. He's like, did I shake it twice before I've zipped it? Laundry day.
Like drip, drip. Nope.
Yeah, I was gonna say too, man. Considering the lifespan of men in Arkansas, that's 48. You got no time left, bro. You need to
right.
just fuck up, bro.
You're not out of time.
And I'm a
kidding,
black
man.
man. If you add that to it too, so that's about 20 years off as well. But no, I don't want to. I don't want to pass away. I don't want to die alone.
Nobody does, man.
Yeah.
So V will give you a hug.
Yeah. Thank you, V. I appreciate that. That's what I need.
I think it's all relative, bro. It's all relative to when, success and happiness come in many ways, man. Like marriage, a ring on the finger, the picket fence around the house. It doesn't make you happy. It's, are you happy in yourself, and can you share that with somebody else? Mm-hmm. I think that's all. What it's
absolutely.
About.
That's you brought up a good point. You can't depend on someone else for your happiness. You have to be happy with yourself. And then it's nice to meet someone that can enhance that happiness and make you even happier.
You got to trust that person.
If you're someone who's depending on someone else to make you happy, that relationship is doomed from the start. Because as soon as that person can do any little thing to let you down, if they, picked their nose at one time in church, where you're like, oh, can I be with this bitch? She picks her nose in church. She's a sinner. Any little thing
One of the
can
7 deadly sins.
right. So you have to be happy within yourself
gotta
and
trust.
confident within yourself, secure and confident within
What about
yourself.
trust? Do you think? What about trust? Like,
Oh yeah, absolutely. I can't if I feel like I can't trust you, or that loyalty factor is big. If I feel like I can't trust you, or there's something about you, then it's not going to happen.
That's based entirely on communication. You're asking this person, "Are you going to be loyal to me? Are you committed to just this relationship?" Yes.
right.
Fucking jumping on somebody else, like that's it's communication. Dude.
Somebody can say all day, yes, I'll be, but
Yeah.
you have to kind of, you have to kind of.
You have to feel confident in that yes.
Well, yeah, exactly. You have to kind of look in their past a little bit. You have to ask questions.
Yeah.
But that's communication. So they
Exactly.
can fucking
Yeah.
lie.
Exactly.
Oh, my God.
Do some research on them and find out, and then put
Be a
them
stalker
in
and Google them.
situations.
No,
Yeah, put them in
Google 'em.
situations.
Stalk
Like
'em. Background checks.
like what some females do. FaceTime them at certain times. See if they're actually doing what they're
Bitch gonna
supposed to be
answer
doing.
my FaceTime?
Right.
But
Exactly.
do you really want to be in something like that, man? Like where you have to check up on somebody, man? Like that's such a waste of time.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly. That's
Yeah.
where trust
Can't-
comes in.
You should be able
Yeah.
to figure out if you're going to trust somebody right away, bro. If they let you down, that's it. don't have time for that.
Paulie, there are certain people, I described this before, there's two types of people in the world. Those are those people who will give you all of their trust
Right.
until you do something to fuck it up and take it away. And then there's the person like me where you have to earn their trust, okay,
Right.
over time. There's little, okay, your stock is growing, okay, you get ding, 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 you get points here, okay, you were there for me when, that builds that trust as well. That's the type of person I am. I don't know, what type would you say you gentlemen are? Are you the one where they have to earn your trust, or you give them your trust in the beginning?
You know what? I think I give somebody my trust in the beginning. You know what I mean? Just because
you do.
they
You do.
yeah.
He's
I know you about
Aquí
to.
está
There
mi
you
go.
corazón.
Here it is. Here's my trust.
And my chanclas.
But
Here's
the
my
thing,
trust.
Meet my daughter, meet my mother. Here's my trust.
Here's my trust. Here's everybody. Who cares? No, but the thing is, and the reason why I do that is because, well, fuck, here it is. This is what I got. I don't got shit to hide. What the fuck? Here we go. This is me. This is who I am. Now, if you fucked it up, then that's up to you.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Now,
And that's nothing wrong with that. That's nothing
I
wrong.
don't-
How's that
see-
working for
You
you?
just kind of open yourself up.
no.
Oh, that was,
you
that
know
was
why,
fucked
bro?
up.
Hey, I think it's all about you make the wrong chicks, man. Like there's some golden chicks out there that are in their 80s and 90s that would totally satisfy you.
And who got a lot of money?
He's an old-fashioned man in
There
a
you go.
modern era, dude. I think that there's definitely
in the social media era. Oh, man.
then stop, you know what? Then stop fucking with social media. If that's where it is, that's not where the right
Yeah,
girls are.
like-
go to church and
Go
meet
to,
a
go
chick,
to
bro.
yeah, or go to bars
Really?
by
Go to
yourself.
church. Go to where?
Go to bars by yourself.
Or the racetrack.
That's horrible.
The racetrack.
Try
Never met a racetrack girl.
Santa Anita.
try black people meet. Maybe try to date maybe sister.
not.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
I'm not talking about black people MEET. Black people MEAT.
What kind of site is that, dude?
I find the most successful place to meet a woman is when she least expects it. Like going
Market?
to a club,
Outside
she
of her
expects
apartment
you.
at 6 a.m. and she's going for a jog. Oh shit!
Right.
This guy's waiting
Just
out
pop
there.
up.
The guy in the car.
Take a
when
run.
when she's giving birth. Hey, I know you're giving I know you're in labor right now, but here's my number if you can call. No,
The gynecologist's office.
Ralph's Markets, whatever.
Shit.
Ralph's tends to, I don't know, for some reason Ralph's, when she's pumping her
in
gas,
the produce department.
when she least expects it, she's like, wow, okay. But at a club,
Kind of
women-
creepy, man.
Well, usually women at
You know how many
clubs,
guys approach girls
in
at-
everyday
at the
life
gas
is-
station.
yes,
I
and it's
had
worked for me many
hey,
times.
oh,
And it's
yeah.
called in everyday. See, you guys aren't confident enough to approach women in everyday life. That's the problem. When you see a woman, if you see an opportunity and the opportunity is there, and she's there and the opportunity is there, I mean, of course you want to look at her surroundings. If she's in the middle of, like I said, giving birth, no. But if it's a situation where she's there and it's you and her and she smiles or whatever and you're single and you want to go for it, man. Don't be scared.
Yeah, so
Don't be scared.
Organically, man.
If she
it
don't
happens-
smile
Organically.
if she don't smile at you, you'll still
I had
go for it.
I had a buddy, dude, that used to
will.
wave people. He used to flag chicks down on the freeway, going like 70
Oh,
miles
that's
an hour. He's
crazy.
like, hey, you're beautiful. What? You're beautiful. What? No, but like,
That's
you were,
crazy.
you were beautiful.
he would flag them down. Like, you're fucking crazy.
Can't do that, bro.
Yeah, so usually in a club, women, they expect a man they're all fixed up and everything. Oh, I'm going to diss so many guys tonight. No, I'm sorry. Whatever, I'm just going to give them to buy me a drink. They expect that, but when they least expect it and you approach them, it's like, wow, it's something like, I didn't even do my makeup today. He finds me beautiful or whatever. It makes you stand out a little bit more, I think, That's my opinion, and it's worked for me many times. Let's just put it that way.
How
Now,
about librarians, bro? Like in the real quiet place. Hey, I like your books. I don't know about that.
wow, I might have to use that one.
Go to library and see if that shit works.
You just giving this guy ammo, bro.
I'll record you, man.
Hey, you're communicating. You're whispering it, but you're communicating. So
You'd be like, "Can I stamp your deadline?"
all right. So we got a few minutes left. Let's talk about this communicating. So basically, I wrote it down here actually. What are some of the tools for effective communication? We kind of went over that. Is there anything else you guys like to add? And then how can we improve our communication with our partners? You guys kind of hit on that as well. We'll go one more time around the table and give our, brief explanation on how to do that and end the show from there. We'll start with you, Sexy Texy.
Oh, I'll be last. Go ahead.
Go ahead, D. You go ahead.
Real quick, man. I would say best thing with whoever you're speaking with, be present in that moment with that person, man. Put your phone down. Don't think about other shit that's going on in your life.
Yes.
Engage with that person.
Amen.
And that's it. And I think you'll get the best results from, that conversation.
Okay.
You'll get your point across. They'll get theirs. You'll understand each other, and then you can move on and fub them all you want.
Right.
Fuck around the phone later, but.
Then, okay.
I was going to say FaceTime them when they least expect it. No, females do that stuff. Men shouldn't do it. So
Don't lie. You do that shit too, man.
I don't even really know. I'm from Arkansas. I don't even really know how to FaceTime. Come on.
He'll be like, what are you doing?
So,
I want to do that.
okay. So, and then, my thing is just communicate with them as much as possible. Respect each other. Try to do your research on that person when you're with them, and Vato V, like I said, like you said, you give them your trust until they do. And then what I do is I have them earn my trust. Neither of those ways are really good. You're kind of opening yourself up. So kind of meet in the middle. Give them a little bit of trust.
But not a lot.
But not a whole lot. And then let them earn it from there. So that's what I have to say.
That's good. I mean, a couple of things that I have is like when you're talking to somebody, filter out what they got to say, man. Filter out what they got to say. You have to listen. We're talking about active listening. You have to just listen to what they got to say. And if you feel something's wrong or they have a red flag coming up, hey, you got to go, man. Like, I don't want to be here or whatever the case may be. Just active listening is good.
Right. Okay, Texie.
Yeah, I think just listening, processing what they say and giving feedback at the same time.
Okay.
Not too much feedback, but enough to interact.
Okay. And then last question, we kind of like to do this for fun. If you had to choose a way to die,
Damn.
what way would it be? Eaten by a lion, shot by a jealous lover, or drowning? Which would it be?
Hey, man, shoot me, bro. I am not about to get eaten by no fucking lion or drown. Fuck that. Just quick to the dome and I'm gone, dude. Fuck all that.
I don't know, man. I think eaten by a lion. Because then my wife, when she calls me a lion piece of shit, literally, I'll be a lion. I'll be processed, and then.
Oh, that was a good setup.
I'll be a lion.
That's why you wanted us to do this. All right, that was good. He had it all set up. All right, that was great.
I'll be shot, man.
Shot?
You guys are pussies, dude.
Okay.
Fuck yeah, I am.
I would want to
Pussy.
fight the lion, though. Be like, come at him, fucking make it epic.
Lion will fuck you up, man.
So what?
Well, I know
I'll
this.
be that dude.
Then you be a lying piece of shit.
Yeah, dude got fucked up.
I know this is not
Lying
on
on the
here.
ground.
I know this is not on here, but I'd rather die fucking. So anyway, that's our show.
And while
Okay,
you're fucking,
so
He's gonna get one of the.
that's
you'll
our
get
show,
Abraham.
gentlemen. That's our show. That's our show. No, so if you want to catch us next week, you can catch us. You can catch all of our episodes on YouTube. You can catch us on LA Talk Radio. All of our past episodes. In this past episode,
He killed his mic.
So Delano's gone for now.
www.thementalityshow.com. And hey, we'll
Social
see all you
media.
next. We'll see all you guys next week. Mentalities, and remember,
Got 1 minute.
you're good, but with our help, you could be the best. We'll see you next week.
Vámonos, vatos.
You're listening to The Mentality Show, only on LA Talk Radio.